Good morning everyone. Welcome back to Accountancy classes of Sri Mahavir International School. As you know that in our last video we have completed the chapter that is accounting equation, and today we are going to start the chapter that is double entry system. Okay. Let's see the topic that is double entry system. Briefly I have explained you in previous videos also that what is the meaning of double entry system. The meaning of this system is that every transaction will affect at least two accounts. Double entry, as the name is explaining, that every transaction will give entries at two places. Every transaction will affect at least two accounts. That will be called double entry system. And in two accounts, one account will be debited and the second account will be credited. Like, let's take an example, as I already told you in accounting equation also, that whenever we are doing any journal entry, so in that condition we have to post the transaction at two accounts. One is for debit and one is for credit. Let's see the example. Suppose that you are going to purchase a furniture. Suppose that you are going to purchase a furniture. Okay, so what are the two accounts that will affect by this transaction? The first account that will be furniture account. One more thing I will explain here, that whenever you are purchasing any goods for the business, so in that condition your purchase account will come into effect. Okay, but if you are purchasing any asset for the business, so in that condition furniture account means assets account will come into effect. Now you may get confused that ma'am, what is the meaning of goods? Goods is the term. Goods is a term that is purchased in a business for reselling. Okay, if you are purchasing anything in the business for reselling, so that is termed as goods. But you know that suppose that there is a provisional shop. Suppose that there is a provisional shop. So in provisional shop, what are the uses of assets? Assets are purchased for using in the business. That is not purchased for reselling. So that's why we cannot term the asset as goods. And whenever you are purchasing any asset, so asset account will come into effect. So the first account that will be furniture account, and second account that will be cash account. As I already told you that if there is no any mention in the question that you purchase with cash or credit, so in that condition we will assume it as cash purchase. Okay, so furniture account and cash account. So this transaction will give effect at two accounts, and out of these two accounts, one account will be debit and second account will be credit. Okay, so this system is called double entry system. This type of system is applied in a large level of business. If suppose that if you are just operating a small kind of business, so in that there is no use of double entry system. Like you can see in some small shopkeepers, in some small shops, where they are just writing the credit transaction in a notebook. Okay, and when they receive their payment, just they cut the transaction. So that is not a double entry system. That is only a rough transaction. But in double entry system, we have to keep all the transactions in a systematic record. Okay, so this will be called double entry system. Let's see some characteristics of this system. Some principles of this system are: the first one, that every transaction will affect at least two accounts. What is the meaning of at least here? That two accounts are minimum. It may be more than two also. After one transaction, there may be more than two accounts also. Like example of this point, suppose that you are investing cash into the business, you are investing furniture or machinery into the business. Means you are investing three kinds of assets in a business. Okay, so in that condition, how many accounts will be affected in this condition? Cash account, machinery account, furniture account, and all these will be termed as capital account. So in this condition, there will be four accounts that will be affected by the transaction. So every transaction will affect at least two accounts. This is the first characteristic of double entry system. Second characteristic. What will be the second characteristics? That recording of both personal and impersonal account. Personal and impersonal means I will explain this just after this point, that what are the meanings of personal account and what are the meanings of impersonal account. Okay. Third characteristics will be recording is made according to some certain rules. As we studied in the starting of accounting, that accounting is a set of rules, or accounting is done on the basis of some certain rules and principles. That's why it is called a science also. So that's why this is the third characteristics of a double entry system, that in this system recording is made according to some certain rules. Okay. And the last characteristics will be preparation of trial balance. Preparation of trial balance. Trial balance is also a new term for you, that what is the meaning of trial balance, but don't worry, we will explain, we will understand these terms in the next chapters, because on the basis of trial balance there is a full chapter. Trial balance, just briefly I am going to explain that what will be the meaning of trial balance, that this will be also a statement that is prepared to check the arithmetical accuracy of the transactions. If you have committed any mistake in your account, then you can easily check by the trial balance. Suppose that it happens sometimes, it is a common mistake in the business, that on the place of 5,000 you have entered 50,000. That is a common mistake of the zero. Okay, so this type of arithmetical mistakes can be easily found by the trial balance. Okay, later we will discuss it more, don't worry. So these will be some characteristics of double entry system. Now let's talk about the account like personal account, impersonal account. What are the meanings of these accounts? This will be classification of accounts. Briefly, I have explained in previous videos also about this point. Classification of accounts. Actually, accounts are classified in two terms, that will be personal account and impersonal account. These are the two classification of accounts, that is personal account and impersonal account. Impersonal account is further divided into two parts, that will be real account and nominal account. Real account and nominal account. So easily you can tell that there are two types of account, that will be personal account and impersonal account. Impersonal account is further subdivided into two parts, that will be real account and nominal account. Now let's talk that which type of accounts are included in personal account. In personal, we will include all the person's account like Mohan's account, Sohan's account, Shyam's account, Seema's account, or these will be personal, or maybe any firm's account also. That is also a personal account. Maybe any institution's account also, that is also personal account. Bank's account, that is also personal account. Capital account, drawings account, these all will be termed as personal account. Okay. Let's talk about the real account. Real account is related to all the assets. Assets, everybody knows about the assets, that what is the meaning of asset. In asset, there are two types, that are current assets and fixed assets. Current assets, that is for short time, fixed assets, that are for long time. Okay, like furniture, machinery, cash, data, stock, these all will be termed as real account. Nominal account. In nominal account, we will include all the incomes and expenses. Okay, like there are some daily operation expenses in a business, like office expenses, stationery, salary, rent, commission. These all will be termed as nominal account. Let's talk about the rules of these accounts, that on which basis we will post the entries. So first of all, that is personal account. What will be the rule of personal account? Debit the receiver and credit the giver. This will be the rule of personal account. Debit the receiver and credit the giver. If there is name of any person in the question, so in that condition your personal accounts rule will be applied on that, and rule will be there, debit the receiver. If any person is receiver of the cash, so he will be debited, but if he is giver of the cash, so he will be credited. Okay. What is the rule of real account? Real account will be debit what comes in and credit what goes out. This is the rule of real account. Debit what comes in means if any asset is coming into the business, so that will be debited. But if any asset is going out from the business, so that will be credited. Okay. Rule of nominal account will be debit all expenses and credit all incomes. This is the rule of nominal account. Whatever expenses are there in the business, that all will be debited. But if there is income in the business, so that will be credited. Okay. Let's talk more about these accounts. Personal account. Personal account is further subdivided into three parts. Yes, I can easily write here. Personal account is further subdivided into three parts. These three parts will be natural personal account, artificial personal account, and representative personal account. These are sub-parts of personal account. Like as I told you that in personal account we include Mohan's account, Shyam's account, Seema's account, whatever. So these will be natural personal. Like we all are natural personal, easily we can handle our accounts. So we will be natural personal account. In artificial personal account, let's take an example like a firm, like an institution. So these will be artificial personal. By the name they are persons, but they cannot easily handle their own accounts. Okay, means for firms, for institution, there is a proprietor, there is a owner of the company, owner of the business who can handle the accounts. So banks, institutions, firms, these will be artificial personal account or representative personal account. In representative, we will include four items that will be fixed. That which four items we will include here? I am writing here: salary, outstanding, salary, prepaid. Salary, I am taking example of salary. You can write the expense also, like outstanding expenses, prepaid expenses. This is a kind of expense. Okay. And for income, we can write like accrued income or income received in advance. These four items will be termed as representative personal account. Let's mean what is the meaning of these four items, because these are new terms for you. Salary outstanding, salary prepaid, these are the expenses, or income means there are two expenses and two incomes. Okay. Expenses, like first one is here outstanding expense. What is the meaning of outstanding? That services have been taken but still you did not pay the expense. Okay. Suppose that you are running business in a rented premises, means your premises, your building is on rent, in that you are running business. So full year you have used that building, but till March, means March is your ending of the business, but till March, on 31st March you did not pay the rent for 2 months. You have used the building but still your 2 months rent is due. So that rent will be termed as outstanding rent. Because you have taken the services but you did not pay the amount. You will pay the amount in future. Means after the ending of your session, means after March. So that will be termed as your outstanding expense, and this is a liability for the business. Easily you can explain that how is it liability, because we have to pay this expense in the future. Okay. Salary prepaid. What is the meaning of salary prepaid? Prepaid means advance pay. Still you did did not take the services, but you have paid in advance. This expense you have done in advance. Like in March, if you have paid rent for next 3 months also, so that will be termed as prepaid rent. Okay, and this will be assets for the business because you have paid your expense in advance. Let's take example now of incomes. Accrued income. Accrued is also termed as outstanding income. Outstanding, that is OS, outstanding. Okay, so accrued income means outstanding income that you have given your services but still you did not receive the amount. Your income has been earned but you did not receive. Okay, it happens in the case of salaries. Like for an employee, he has worked for 1 month, but in the same month he did not get the salary. He gets the salary in the next month. Okay, so for that month his income is accrued, that is outstanding income, that you have earned the income but you did not receive it. Okay, and income received in advance, this is like prepaid. Prepaid is used for expenses, but for advance income we use, that is income received in advance, and one more term we can use for this, that is unearned income. Unearned means still you did not give your services but you have received this in advance. This will be your income received in advance. So accrued income, it will be your assets. How? Because you have given your services but you did not receive the payment, so you will receive this payment in future. That's why this is your asset. But advance received income, this will be your liability. These are the 4 terms that will be included in representative personal account. Artificial and natural, already I have told you, and for more explanation you can study from your book. Easily everything is explained in the book. Okay, so these are the 3 types of personal account, that is natural, artificial and representative. Now let's talk about real account. Real account is also divided into 2 parts. It is also subdivided. Real account, as you know that there are 2 types of assets in a business: tangible and intangible. Intangible assets and tangible assets. So your account will be tangible real account or intangible real account. Tangible means those assets which we can see or we can touch them easily, that will be termed as tangible assets. But intangible assets cannot be touched or cannot be seen. So these will be termed as intangible assets. Okay, like intangible assets you can include furniture, machinery, plant. These assets are termed as tangible assets, but intangible assets will include like goodwill, okay, patent, trademark. These are intangible assets because they have existence in the business, but they cannot be seen or they cannot be touched in the business. They have value, but they cannot be touched. Okay, so these will be termed as intangible assets. And the third, that is your nominal account. One more thing I have explained, that is an important note. Suppose that if there is only salary account in the question, if there is only salary account in the question, so that will be your nominal account. Okay, but if there is any suffix or prefix with the salary, means like outstanding salary or salary prepaid, so these will be your personal account. As I told you now that representative personal includes only 4 things, that are outstanding expense, prepaid expense, accrued income or unearned income. Okay, so if there is only salary account, it will be termed as nominal account, but if there is outstanding salary or prepaid salary, so that is termed as representative personal account. Okay, so this was the classification of accounts that may be useful for you while doing journal entries. So just I am telling you some examples that how will you classify these in these three accounts. This is not too much difficult point. Easily you can explain this. Yes. First is capital account. Capital account is which type of account? Personal, real or nominal? Capital account will be termed as personal account. Okay. Let's take the second example, drawings. Drawings are also personal account because these all are related to proprietor. Okay, and proprietor is personal, so these also termed as personal account. Cash paid or cash received. Cash paid or cash received. So you know that cash paid and cash received. Here is the point cash, and cash is your asset. So these will be real account. Okay, like commission. Commission. You know that commission is either paid or received. If it is paid, then it is expense. If it is received, then it is income. So in both conditions, it will be nominal account. Clear? Next one is purchase account and sales account. Purchase account, sales account. Purchase and sales. These are also income and expense. So these are also termed as nominal amount. Clear? Bank account, bank overdraft account. I told you bank account. Bank is also personal account because it is present in a banking company. Okay, so it is personal account. Bank overdraft. It is also termed as personal account. Clear? Debtors. Debtors. Debtors are your assets. So assets are also real account, not personal account. Debtors are real account. But debtors can be termed as a person. So according to person, it will be personal account. Means real account will include only the assets like furniture, machinery, plant, cash, cash account. These are. Debtor is a person, so that's why it will be personal account, not real account. Okay. Insurance prepaid. Prepaid, as I told you, this will be personal account, and which person? This will be representative personal account. Bad debts. Bad debts or bad debts recover. What is the meaning of bad debts? That debtors or debts that you will not receive is confirmed in the business. Like in business, you can say there are three types of debtors: good debtors, doubtful debtors, or bad debtors. Okay, good debtors that you will easily can receive payment from them. Doubtful, that you have doubt on them that you will receive payment or not. But bad debtors, that is confirmed that it is your bad debts. You will not receive this payment in future. So bad debts will be termed as nominal account. Okay, and bad debts recovered. This is income for you that you have considered them bad debts that you will not receive, but you have recovered that bad debts. It means this is also nominal account. Clear? So these were some examples that is classified as personal, real or nominal. Okay. Now let's talk about the stages or parts of double entry system. What will be the stage? That how the transactions are recorded, or in which book these are first recorded. Like first it will be original report, second will be classification, and third summary. Original report. Every transaction is first recorded in journal. Journal is a book in which transactions are first recorded in the chronological order. Means date wise we record in the journal. So it will be your original record book. Clear? Classification. It will be done into the ledger. What is the meaning of ledger? That we will prepare invisible account for every transaction. For creditors, for debtors, for expenses, incomes, we will prepare invisible account for everything. So that is termed as ledger. For something, it can be found by trial balance or final accounts. Final accounts means in this we will include like trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. This will be termed as final accounts. Okay. So summary, that after preparing journal, after ledger, or after preparing all the accounts of the business, the proprietor wants to know that what is the position of the business, what is the financial position of the business, that how much assets are there, or what is the amount of liabilities in the business. So easily he can get the position that we have profits or losses in the business. So that is called a summary. So this will be the stages of double entry system: original report, classification, or summary. Okay. What are the advantages? Let's discuss briefly that what is the advantage of this double entry system. Like first, it is scientific system. That this system, under this system, all the transactions are recorded on the basis of some certain rules and regulations, some principles. So easily we can say that this is a scientific system. Second point, that is complete record of every transaction. In double entry system, all the transactions, all the accounts are divided in three parts. As I already told you, these three parts, that are personal account, real account, and nominal account. So all the accounts are classified in these three accounts, and both the debit and credit aspect of transaction are recorded in these. Hence, the complete record of every transaction is maintained in the system, so that if the need arises, full detail of every transaction can be easily made available any time in the future. Because if you have complete record of every transaction, so whenever there is a need in the future, so easily you can tell your record. If you don't have complete record of transaction, so it may be like fraud. But if you have complete record, so there is no chances of fraud in the business. Let's take the third one point, that is preparation of trial balance. In double entry system, the amount recorded to the debit sides of various accounts will always be equal to the amounts recorded on the credit side of various accounts. As I told you that every transaction affected these two accounts, and out of these two accounts, one account will be debited, second account will be credited. Okay, so every time your debit total will be always equal to credit total. Okay, if there is any mistake, if there is any error, so it can be easily found from the trial balance. It can be easily, there is arithmetical problems, arithmetical errors can be found from trial balance. Next one is preparation of trading and profit and loss account. That I told you here, that is final accounts, trading account and profit and loss account. By the trading account, you will get that is gross profit or gross loss. But out of this gross profit, we will deduct some more expenses, that is in P&L account, is profit and loss account. Then we will get the net profit of the business. Or knowledge of financial position of the business. At the end of each accounting period, every businessman wants to know the financial position of his business, that is value of the asset, liabilities, and capital of the business. As we studied in accounting equation, that assets are always equal to liabilities plus capital. So at the end of every year, every proprietor wants to know the position of the business, that what are the value of assets, liabilities, and capital. In double entry system, separate accounts are opened for each and every assets and liabilities of the firm. And as such, a balance sheet can be prepared which is a screen picture of the financial position of the business at a certain point. Balance sheet, that I have already told you what is the meaning of balance sheet. It will also be a statement that is shown by the balance sheet. Your liabilities, assets and capitals easily can be found. Okay. Knowledge of various information. Some information easily we can get from this double entry system, like what is the amount of sales, purchase, closing stock. What amount is due to be received from customers, means debtors, or what amount is due of suppliers, means that is creditors. What is the value of debtors and creditors, means how much we have to pay in the future or how much we will receive in the future. That is easily we can receive from balance sheet. Lesser possibility of fraud, because we have complete record of every transaction, so there are less chances of fraud. Or comparative study. Under the system, separate recording is made for each item of expenditure and income. As such, the management can compare the expenditure of the current year with those of the previous years and can know on what head of expenditure if the money spent is unreasonable and can take steps to check the unnecessary expenditure. Means easily you have record both the expenditures or the incomes, so management can easily compare the expenses from current year to last year. Like what expenses are more in this year, so easily we can take steps to control the unnecessary expenditures. Okay. Or helps management in decision making. After knowing the financial position, management can easily take decision that what is good for the business, what is bad for the business. If there is no any good things by which your profits are decreasing, so easily management can take decision, can take a certain decision that what should we do in this condition. So this will be your double entry system. Okay. Or in a business there may be some errors. This type of errors. On the errors also, there is a full chapter. We will discuss it later. But briefly I am explaining that which type of errors can be there in a business. Omission, error of principle, or compensating errors. These are some types of error. Omission. Omission is you have forgot to record the transaction. Suppose that you have sold your goods, but you have forgot to record this in your books. So that will be your error of omission. Principle. What is the meaning of error of principle? That suppose that there is furniture sold in the business. Okay. As I told you that whenever there is any assets sold in the business, so that in that condition we will open the assets account, not sales account. Okay, but you have opened sales account for furniture selling. So this is the error of principle, that you have done mistake in principles. Revenue expenses, some capital expenses, these will be discussed later in the video. So this type of errors will be error of principle, compensating error. What is the meaning of compensating? That you have compensated your one error to another error. Suppose that you have done two transactions in business. First one is for 5,000 and second one is for 500. Okay. But in first transaction you have recorded 500, but in second transaction you have recorded 5,000. Means here the error was of 4,500 rupees, but this error is compensated in the another transaction. So this type of errors will be compensating errors. Or one more error, that is commission. Error of commission. What is the meaning of error of commission? That is wrong amount recorded. On the place of 5,000, if you have recorded 50,000, so that will be error of commission. So this type of errors will be in double entry system. Every aspect is true, that is pros and cons. So there may be some disadvantages also of this double entry system. So in today's video, we have fully discussed about the double entry system, that what are the advantages, disadvantages, characteristics, classification of accounts, what is the meaning of double entry system. Okay, so that's all for today. In next video, we'll discuss about the journal entries.